As you can see, when I'm actually getting tighter in here towards the line, then I want to achieve a more starker straight black. The circles get tighter, smaller groups, closer together. But you're still moving at about the same speed. So regardless of how big the circles are or what area you're working with, you want to move your hand, you want to move the machine according to how fast your machine is running. That's what I'm doing now, is just following the trailing edge of the wing that's in the foreground, just following this right across the bottom wing, where if it were to be in real life, where the drop shadow would be coming from, because this wing is on top of the other one and it would be casting a shadow on it. So I'm just doing a little bit of shading onto this one, just to give a little more dimension to it. Give me a stronger representation of what's in the foreground and what is in the background. Now, initially when you start off, it does take a little bit of time. It can be a little frustrating, but you kind of have to stick with it. But it's very important to be as relaxed as possible going into it. You don't want to rush into it, but you also, at the same time, you don't want to overthink it and, you know, spend too much time working in one area. You kind of want to just trust your instincts and just smoothly just work through it and just keep bouncing from one spot to the next, and just keep going through it, you know what I mean, until you're done with, you know, each step, you know, line work, shading, color, all that stuff. But it's, again, very important to be just smooth, fluid, relaxed, and again, just working through it. It does take a little while, like I said. It's, you know, different for everybody. The learning curve varies depending on the person, just like everything else in life, but you know, it'll take a good few months before you actually start to find your rhythm, if you will. And it's going to be different, again, for everybody, and also for every piece you're working on, every different type of artwork you're using, and the people you're working with, you know, the type of skin you're working on. You know, it varies quite substantially from person to person. And there's no real definitive way to compensate for certain things. It really just comes down to experience. You sort of have to just keep doing it, and then you'll find yourself in situations where the skin might be a little tougher and not wanting to, you know, accept the ink as well, and, you know, several other situations. And you really just have to, again, stay calm and just work your way through it until you figure out, you know, what setup works the best. You know, you might want to try changing your machine speed a little bit. Try using a different needle grouping, you know, just utilize different options what you have. And the more practice you have, the more you go through it, the more things you're going to find that work better for you in those situations. And again, I keep saying, and I can't stress it enough, it's all about just trying out what's going to work best for you, because everything is going to vary from artist to artist. See, I don't want to go too crazy in here around these gears, because I want to come back in here with this smaller needle grouping, like an 8-round shader, and really get into the detail here. But I just want a general little little bit of shading in here to show the depth between all the gears and stuff. But I'm just gonna do the initial patch, just very simple and straightforward.